gonna win?
I don't know. Let's see. What we got?
Oh, Tom, I smell fish.
Hey, even a blind squirrel finds a nut sometimes. There you go. Buzzards Bay sea bass action.
Welcome to New England Boating. I'm Parker Kelley.
And I'm Tom Richardson, and today we're coming to you from Hingham, Massachusetts, just south of Boston and minutes from Boston Harbor.
Hingham was settled by English colonists in 1633 and boasts 21 miles of coastline.
And we're going to show you some of that coastline with a boater's tour starting in Hewitt's Cove and making our way to Hingham Harbor and the historic downtown area.
We're also going to check out some restaurants, drop our kayak somewhere, and we're going to go to World's End, and I think we're going to catch some fish.
Yes, we're going to catch a lot of fish, Parker, because right now their winter flounder are thick in Boston Harbor, and it's easy to catch a whole bunch, especially when we show you how.
Okay, it's summer. Why do they call them winter flounder?
I don't know, but they're tasty and I want to catch a bunch of them. So we better get started because we got a lot of ground to cover. So Vin, what are we looking at over here, these concrete structures?
Okay, these concrete structures were the shipways that were used during World War II to build the destroyers.
So you'd have these huge, massive destroyers like coming through here and then going out through Boston Harbor, huh?
Correct.
Wow.
Correct.
It's hard to imagine today.
Yeah, I know it, I know it.
So that smokestack's about the only thing that, besides the shipways, the only thing that really remains.
The only thing that's here is the smokestack. And this last building that has the aqua awning going up to it, that was one of the original buildings of the shipyard. Every other thing is gone.
And what about the anchor? Is that a real...
That is a real anchor, yeah. How'd you guess?
So that's Grape Island right in front
Straight
of
ahead.
us there, and then
Correct.
There's camping on Grape Island,
yes.
right?
Yep.
Well, the Harbor Islands, I mean, it's just an amazing resource for the boaters in this area. I mean, you've got all these islands, all of them are accessible to the public. You can go ashore, you can fish around them, camp on them. I mean, what a terrific thing. So that's Hull Gut right out there, and that's Windmill Point right on
That's correct.
At the end of Hull.
Yep. This is Hingham Yacht Club. I believe it was built in 1895. Kind of situated just outside of Hingham Harbor. One of the only places that when you're down inside that you can get fuel without coming all the way back to the shipyard. They've got a number of programs for kids, sailing clubs. They do a lot of excursions. It's a really neat place. This is the Lincoln Sailing Center. It's right down at the Hingham Rotary, right in Hingham Harbor.
They have all kinds of kids sailing lessons.
They do.
And they got rowing shells, obviously, so they have a rowing program.
This is a great asset to the town. This is I'm not sure on how long it's been here, but it's for me it's been here forever. This is Bear Cove Marina, located again downtown next to the Lincoln Sailing Center. They do have transient mooring and transient dockage here as well.
That's Hingham Town Landing.
So the thing, and so you can get a pump out, obviously, at the
Pump outs are here, correct.
Okay.
And then the public ramp is just off to their right.
Yeah, the public ramp. Now, it's free parking there, I understand.
Right.
A lot of parking, too.
And a lot of parking. It's like 35 spaces.
Yep. You come down here on the weekends, there's a lot of people in and out of here.
Yeah.
Well, that's a little bit of information about the Hingham shoreline and the Harbor Islands. For more information, visit us at newenglandboating.com. Up next, Tom is over at the Hingham Shipyard. He's going to tell us a little bit about that and the Hingham Shipyard Marinas.
Well, I'm here with Sherry Rudzinski. She's the marina manager here at Hingham Shipyard Marinas. Sherry, you got a lot of boats in the water here. How many slips do you have?
We do. We have 500 slips,
Wow.
which includes this main marina here and also our L Pier, and we have about 100 moorings.
100 moorings too,
Yes.
right? So the docks, they come with water, obviously electric or Wi-Fi?
We do. We
Okay.
have Wi-Fi, free Wi-Fi, water's included.
Right, and you have a travel lift, right?
We do, 40-ton. We just actually replaced that this past November,
Oh,
so
okay.
a nice new travel lift.
And the commuter boat runs right out of here too, so you can get it, zip into Boston if you want, keep your boat here.
Yes, we have a lot of transient people that come up, actually from Florida too, and visit the area with family, and it's a great addition, the commuter boat, to take a quick trip into town if you don't want to take your own boat. So we have bathrooms and shower facility. We also have laundry, washer and dryer. We also, have concierge in the office if you need a taxi or a rental car, or sometimes we throw one of our cars in there if
that's
someone
nice.
needs,
That's very
for a
nice of you.
convenient, ride up to the center of town.
The Hingham Shipyard Marinas gets its name from the massive shipyard that existed here during World War II. Thousands of people from all over the area came here and worked here to produce over 200 destroyers to serve in the war effort. About the only remnants you'll find right now of the shipyard are this giant anchor and also the tower that you'll see here at the shipyard that also serves as an aid to navigation for mariners who come to Hewitt's Cove. Right now, the shipyard has transformed itself into a sprawling complex. There's condos here, as well as a slew of restaurants like Almanno, the Union Fish, Wahlburgers, the Hingham Beer Works, as well as some shops and other things.
Okay, so as we're going to the downtown of Hingham, I found this cutest little place called the Bloomy Rind. We're going to go in and meet the owner and see this sweet little shop. So I'm here with Mary, one of the owners here of the Bloomy Rind.
Bloomy Rind.
Tell me a little bit about, first of all, the name, the Bloomy Rind.
Yes, well, we took the name from a cheese, from the actual outside of a cheese. Actually, when you see a cheese that has like a blooming surface, that's the Bloomy Rind. The one thing you have to try if you're here at Bloomy Rind is our carrot hummus.
Carrot hummus.
Yes.
This is new. This is a first for me. Wow. That is delicious.
Everybody loves it. Thank
yummy.
you. Pureed carrots, olive oil, spices. That's a creation of my husband's. That and many more things are here at the Bloomy Rind.
Okay, Mary, tell us about the box.
Oh, well, this is what we're really excited about for the summer. This is our cheese box that we get ready for boaters, and it's got a selection of different cheeses and maybe some accoutrements to go with that.
Ooh,
and this is ready for pickup whenever the boaters are ready to go out on the boat.
Did they just give you a call?
Just give us a call.
Fabulous. Yum, the boaters will love this. And here I am just finding the Bloomy Rind and Mary, downtown Hingham. I'm here at beautiful Hingham Harbor, and it's just steps from the downtown. You can get a transient mooring or a slip for the day or overnight and head into downtown. It's so charming, and it has a little bit of something for everyone. There are coffee shops and ice cream shops. There's an antique movie theater that was built in the 1800s that's very, very quaint. There's also tons of boutiques, my personal favorite, and lots of restaurants. You can have a family-friendly breakfast or lunch at Star's, or you can have an elegant dinner at Tosca. There's just so much to do, and it's such a sweet, sweet place to visit.
We're about to go out and get some winter flounder.
What do you need, a full-time babysitter?
Okay, so we're here with Chuck DeStefano on Skipadori Charters at the Medeiros Docks in South Boston. We're about to go out and get some winter flounder.
Yeah, so Chuck, where are you going to take us?
That's a secret.
Yeah, typical charter captain. Well, let's get going and find some flounder. So Chuck, where are you thinking of taking us?
We're gonna go over the Paddock Island, Tom, over on Portuguese Cove. There's some big fish there.
How deep is this now? 17.
And so you'll find them anywhere from what, 9 feet down to like 30 feet or?
Yeah, 30, 40 feet either.
I need someone just to double check that I'm on the bottom. I'm not sure I quite know the feel yet.
What do you need, a full-time babysitter?
Now you got more action than I did.
Just
She's getting the
I know. I was just. I'm gonna let Roddy the.
Who should be copying who?
Roddy the rookie?
I'm gonna let Roddy the rod holder do the fishing. Oh, you got one. Look at this. Look at that.
I didn't scream this time.
Goodness.
This is a huge one too, I can tell. This one's like
This is a 21 incher?
18 inches.
Is this
I don't
the
know.
one that we need?
I don't know.
Just sort of thread the worm onto the hook.
Is it the same one? Ah!
Oh,
Sorry, Tom.
no, that's all right. You know, you scream away. At least you're excited. Just see how he's holding it? Grab him, like right, pinch him. Pinch him, hard,
Oh, you
hard.
don't let go though.
He's not gonna bite you.
No, I just.
You want to be on the show or not?
Okay. No, I can support your arm. Oh, get him.
Oh, hold on. I'll
Oh, look at my hands are trembling about that.
Chuck, we're at Portuguese Cove.
Yeah, basically this is Pettick's Island here, and this cove in here that's just called Portuguese Cove.
Yeah, always been a long time flounder spot, flounder hotspot.
Yeah, this whole area, this is, you know, part of Quincy Bay over to Boston Harbor, and Hingham Bay is on the other side. It's all prime flounder area.
There you go,
Boston
Tom.
Harbor, winter flounder. Way to show me up in front of the camera. Oh, look, he's throwing stuff up. He's puking up his breakfast. Let's find out what he was eating.
That's a big one.
Chuck, come on, Chuck.
What do you want me to do,
I don't know, get excited.
Want me to harpoon them?
Very funny.
Chuck.
Very funny. You know, there you go. It's a nice one. It's bigger than Parker's, I'll have you know. He's a fatty, man. Do you want to keep him?
Yeah, if we can eat them, yeah. No offense.
Can we throw him in a bucket or something? And then, Chuck will show us how to fillet this guy a little bit later on. Okay, so why don't you walk us through it step by step, Chuck?
All right, Tom. The first cut is right behind the gills. Then what I like to do is take the knife and run it straight down, just right along the bone.
So you're just feeling...
You can feel the bones. I'm right on top of the bones.
right
here.
on top of the backbone. So,
Right.
okay.
So you just take the knife, turn it out to the outside of the fish. Have one side, lift it up, cut down, and one cut right down the fish again. Basically, that's the fillet.
Perfect.
Take the skin off. I like to make just a little cut so I can hold it with my fingers. Keep the knife very flat to the table. Basically, you just pull it through. That skin is going to come right off.
So you're pulling on the skin and you're
Yes.
kind of sawing back and forth
Right.
with the fillet
The
knife.
trick is to hold the knife very flat. That's it.
Very good. Yeah.
Done. There's no meat on the bones. There you go.
Yep, perfect.
Delicious Boston Harbor flounder.
Yep. Hey, well, thanks a lot, Captain Chuck, for taking us out and putting us on some great winter flounder fishing.
It was fun, Tom. My pleasure.
All right, well, we got to get back now because Parker is headed to the Union Fish restaurant, right?
Yep, over at the shipyard. I'm here at the Hingham Shipyard at a wonderful restaurant called Union Fish, and I'm here with the general manager, Nikki Crosby, and I love the restaurant. So close to the harbor for boaters, great location, and the decor, very, very nice, nautical, fresh. Tell me a little bit about the restaurant.
Thank you so much. So we're Union Fish. We do lunch and dinner 7 days a week. Open every day at 11. We have a raw bar right behind the bar, which is a big focus for us. So we wanted to make somewhere comfortable, somewhere fun. A big part of Dram Shop Hospitality is building their restaurants for the neighborhoods. So we really wanted to take that nautical theme of Hingham and bring it in and make somewhere comfortable for people to go 3, 4, 5 nights a week.
Now, you also told me that the raw bar isn't just traditional, like you put a new spin on it. Tell us a
Yeah,
little
you
bit
don't
about
just
that.
have your oysters and your little necks. You also have a scallop crudo and a shrimp ceviche. There's a salmon crudo on there. So Chef Brandon really does a lot more than just your typical raw bar.
Okay. And I also heard that you have something very special for just the boaters.
We do dockside to go. So you just call us up from your dock, say I'm on D dock and I'd love a dozen oysters, and we bring them right down to you.
Wow,
So
great.
bring you whatever you want.
Brandon, the chef, you think I can meet him?
Absolutely.
Great.
Let's get them for you.
So here I am in the kitchen with Chef Brandon Babiars. So tell us what we're doing today.
Today we're going to do our kind of New England take on a traditional baked haddock. You know, we didn't want to do it the same way with the Ritz and the butter and the lemon, so we changed it up a little bit.
Okay,
You
so
know,
Union Fish does that though. Union Fish has Here's a traditional dish, and we're going to put our spin on it.
Absolutely. I mean, we have some totally approachable, standard New England classics as well, but we really try to focus on as much local and sustainable product as possible.
Where do we start?
We're going to start with the leeks, because that is definitely the process of
This is the onion family.
This is in the onion family. It's they're grown in the ground. We eat the bottom half of the plant. Softer than an onion, not as pungent,
Okay.
and we're actually able to mellow it out a little bit. How about we start with a tab of butter?
Just dump it in?
Slide those right in. We're going to make sure that we season everything.
Okay, so a little salt.
A little sea salt and just a little fresh cracked pepper. And like I said, this is the longest process, half hour maybe. So once we get them softened, we're going to make sure we have our fish cut,
Okay.
that we're ready to go.
Okay, and that's haddock?
This is haddock, yeah. We actually were lucky enough to get this off of a day boat.
Okay.
So now we're going to take our braised leeks.
All right. Oh, those look nice.
Yeah, thank you. And we're just going to kind of spread a nice even layer on top of the fish. Next thing that's very important is a little bit of white wine.
Okay, what does that do?
It just gives you some acidity.
Okay.
It also keeps the fish from drying out.
right.
If you're not going to drink the wine, don't cook with the wine.
Okay, so it has to be a good wine.
Absolutely, something good enough.
Can you drink and cook? Or
We can drink and cook at the same time as long as we're not selling to anybody. This is a great home dish for people in general who cook at home. They tend to be scared of fish.
Yeah.
I would just say to them, the worst thing that's going to happen is it's going to taste bad. You'll get another shot next time. So now we're going to go right to the oven. And it'll bake for about 8 to 10 minutes.
8 to 10 minutes.
8 to
And what do we
10.
do in the meantime?
In the meantime, we have a lot of work to do.
You don't
Absolutely.
Just wait 8 to 10 minutes.
Absolutely not. So as you can see, about 8 to 10 minutes later, the wine is absorbed into the fish. You have a little bit of color on the leeks. Before we put that down, we're gonna set our haricots verts into the mashed potato.
Oh, pretty.
Beautiful.
That is good. Next time you're in the Hingham Shipyard, pardon me, come visit Brandon and Union Fish. More of Hingham coming up, including spectacular views of the Boston skyline from World's End. Stay with us. So I'm here in downtown Hingham with the proprietor of the Snug, traditional Irish pub right here in downtown Hingham. Tell us a little bit about the Snug.
Well, me and my wife Ellen opened it in 2003, January of 2003. We've been here about 11 years, and we try to provide a great family environment, Irish-style pub that serves food, live music, and of course the perfect pint.
So tell me about the perfect pint. And I do want to learn how to pour one, if that's okay.
Yes, you can do that if you want. We can go inside anytime you want. All right, so you want to take a beer clean glass,
Okay.
put it up there, tilt it at a 45-degree angle, grab the handle.
Is this 45?
45. Don't let the spigot touch the glass. Okay, pull it forward all the way, all the way.
All the
And
way.
You're going to fill it to about 3/4 full. Okay. Again, 11 years ago, we wanted to really provide the perfect pint of Guinness, and I had to go out and look and research draft systems. And right about when you get to the harp, tilt it back up, forward. No, it's okay. And I came up with a European-style draft system, which pours the proper pint, proper temperature, proper gas mix. It's
So
a
it's a real
Kelley tower.
science.
It is a science to it, yeah. It's a gas science. And that's the first part of the two-part pour, okay? As you take about a minute and a half for it to settle, and then you finish it off with the last pour, and this is what you end up with right here. That's it.
Nice.
Parker?
Tom?
What are you doing here?
Ed Brown from the Snug just taught me how to pour the perfect pint. You have to try it.
Well, let's see. Bring it on.
Nice. Ed Brown from the Snug. Come on down and get the perfect pint. I'm here at Almanno at the Hingham Shipyard. Almanno was founded by executive chef Paul Wahlberg and his two celebrity brothers, Mark and Donnie Wahlberg. The name Almanno comes from Alma, which is the matriarch's name of the Wahlberg family, and Nove means 9, how many siblings they had. It's a great place to have an appetizer or cocktail out on the patio. It's harborside and fireside at the same time. What more could you want?
I've lived in the Massachusetts area for about 18 years. This is the first time I can really say I have a restaurant now that is my favorite and I love it.
Coming up, we're going to have a spectacular tour of World's End.
Once a year, we actually have a really large event called the Summer Solstice.
I'm here with Meg Conley, the education coordinator at World's End. She's going to tell us about this preservation or reservation.
World's End is actually a really unique place. It's 250 acres of open fields, drumlins. People always talk about how they love to come here to be closer to nature, but it's actually a very unnatural place. This entire landscape was designed by Frederick Law Olmsted. This is one of the bookends of his career. It's one of the last jobs he was very active on. And you can really see his signature throughout the property with some of the unique trees and the rounded pathways. It's really breathtaking. You feel so far away from the city, and yet you can literally just see right across the harbor to the city, to Boston. The Brewer family that originally owned this, they had decided that they were going to sell the property, and it was on the top 3 list for possible sites for the United Nations.
United Nations?
Yeah. So beyond just passive visitation, we also have summer camp here for kids. We run after-school programs here throughout the year. We do a Mom and Me class, and once a year we actually have a really large event called the Summer Solstice, where we get on average about 1,500 to 2,000 people who come out to enjoy the longest day of the summer.
So Meg Conley from the Trustees Reservations, thank you so much.
Thanks, Parker.
If people want to find out more information, how can they?
You can actually check out our website at www.thetrustees.org.
So up next, I'm going to be kayaking, and we'll be able to see World's End from the kayak. I'm here with Scott Plimpton from Nantasket Kayaks, and he's giving us a tour of World's End. We're here at the backside of World's End, and it is absolutely spectacular.
And we're on our way to World's End. Everybody had a grand vision for World's End. Frederick Law Olmsted saw it as a beautiful home development. The United Nations thought about having, every country would have a home on World's End. And in the late 60s or 70s, they talked about having a nuclear power plant on World's End. This stretch is my favorite part right through here. Kind of reminds like you're up in Maine, the rocky coast.
Do I see periwinkle?
There are millions of periwinkles and mussels and some of the cleanest water for shellfishing there is in Boston. There's so much wildlife that comes back in here. The clams, the mussels, the fish. It's really a special spot.
So nice to meet you. Scott
Thank you very
Plimpton
much.
from Nantasket Kayaks. Come on down.
Come on down.
Well, that wraps up this edition of New England Boating. What a great time we've had in Hingham.
A perfect destination to visit. And so many attractions, shops, and restaurants within walking distance to the Hingham Shipyard Marinas.
Yes, and also in Hingham Harbor. Anyways, in the meantime, please check out our website, newenglandboating.com, to find out more details on boating in Hingham and to learn where we'll be next time. In the meantime, I'm Tom Richardson.
And I'm Parker Kelley. See you soon.